Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelists of the Roses Redux and our challenge playthrough with our BooKoo deck, which is absolutely dismal, as we saw in the last episode. Taya completely destroyed us. I tried the tactics that I could, there's just no synergy in this deck. There is nothing that we can do. So today is going to be simply some grinding. So the plan is that we are going to grind against the deck masters in this game and simply take their deck leaders to give us some sort of attack options in our deck. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to duel against, I've already dueled 3 times against Deckmaster S. What I'm going to do is I'm going to duel again to just show you what the technique is behind this. And then there are 2 other deck masters that we can duel against. I know that the one, for us to access it, we're going to need to use a code in order to access that deck leader. So I'll see if I'm able to get that to work. If not, we'll just farm these 2 guys. So because of the fields that have been included in the game, it makes it a little bit easier to grind specific cards if you can then make them your deck leader. Now, because Deckmaster S will always have Mystical Sand, it has allowed us to basically gain 3 copies of Mystical Sand. So as you can see, I've got 3 Mystical Sands right here, which I'm actually going to add into the deck very quickly. So we have some useless cards here that we can get rid of. So immediately we'll get rid of Monster Recovery, we'll get rid of the Inexperienced Spy, and we'll get rid of the Eye of Truth. And we're going to throw 3 Mystical Sands into the deck, which already helps us out so much. So there we go. So 3 strong rock monsters. I'm going to do another battle against her. It's going to give you an idea of how this works. So you're not going to need to change any settings here. Just make sure that you're up against Deckmaster S. To access her, make sure that your second memory card that is inserted either into your PS2 or set on your emulator is a PS2 memory card with no Duelists of the Roses saved data. This is all explained in the README for the Redux guys if you want to know how to access this yourself. Then you're going to want to take default map 21. So as you can see, looking at that picture, our opposing deck leader is going to be basically trapped behind Labyrinth. So they're not going to have anywhere that they can move to. They're basically stuck on a single crush tile and they're surrounded by Labyrinth. So as soon as they end their turn, they are basically done for. So if I show you now, I end this, they've got nowhere that they can go. It's the same as surrounding them in the regular game. It then ends the duel, and we then get a victory. And BooKoo's going to get a promotion as well, which is nice. Not that he deserves it, but we'll take every little bit of help that we can get. And now we're going to get to the slot machine, where as you can see, the only monster in the slots is Mystical Sand. So we're going to try and land one of these. If we don't, it's not too big of a deal. There we go. So this is essentially how you duplicate cards, as long as they are of a higher enough rank for you to then use them as a deck leader. So we could then set any, because of course you battle your own deck, if there's no memory card inserted into slot 2, you can then set any monster as a deck leader, and you can then basically farm them and get 9 copies of them. So I actually want to have a look. BooKoo has strengthened, but he doesn't have a leader ability. I don't think he's going to stay as our deck leader too long. I don't even know if we're going to go with a spellcaster build necessarily. I'm going to wait to hear back from you guys and see if you have any input on that. Otherwise, we'll build around whatever strong cards we might get and decide that way. So I'm actually going to drop a save here. Then we're going to switch across to the other deck leader, who will actually complement our spellcasting deck, I believe. We'll at least be able to use one of the equips on the card that we're going to farm now as well. So give me just a quick jump cut and you're going to be back and you will see the other deck that the other deck leader that we are going to farm. So I'll be back right after this. Alright guys, so we're back. So you can see that Deckmaster S is now no longer Deckmaster S. This is Deckmaster I. So this is actually Clovis's own deck that he put into the game, I believe. So Lamoon as the deck leader. So yeah, so this should complement our deck pretty nicely. I want to get 3 copies of Lamoon. So we're going to just go straight into that. So this is accessed. Yeah, let's do that. So this is actually accessed by inserting a pocket station into your console. Deckmaster I is accessed. Now, because of the way that the emulator works that I'm using, PCSX2, apparently it picks up a regular PS1 memory card as a pocket station. So you've got to use a PS1 memory card on the emulator in order to make Lamoon be a usable battle. Otherwise, on a physical console, I believe you would have to use a pocket station. If I understand it correctly. So yeah, so again the readme will explain all of that. So Lamoon will be a nice card for us to get. So 1200 attack, 1700 defense, and it's a 5-star spellcaster as well. So it'll be a decent choice for a deck leader as well if we decide to go the spellcaster route. So yeah, so immediately we'll just end our turn, and we're going to grind 3 copies of Lamoon very quickly. So either I'm going to chat to you guys through this, or we'll just skip through. If anything entertaining happens, then I guess I'll whoop. There we go. So Lamoon. Yeah, if anything entertaining happens, then I guess, I mean, say I somehow get a 3 in a row, I won't cut that out. Otherwise, we will jump to the next and final deck master that we are going to grind on. Alright, so here we go. So nothing exciting to report from the Lamoon duels. So yeah, so as you can see, Deckmaster T, who is usually accessed with a PlayStation 1 memory card in slot 2, has got Celtic Guardian as their deck leader. So this is, I believe, Thotical's deck, the other guy who was involved in the mod, obviously with Clovis. So this is his deck, which you can then duel against. Because of the fact that the emulator does, sorry, that's my dog in the background. So because of the fact that the emulator doesn't read PS1 memory cards as PS1 memory cards, it reads them as pocket station for whatever reason. You need to use a code in order to get to Deckmaster T. That is all included in the readme from the guys with the Redux mod. So it is a little more complicated than the other 2 duels, but yeah, so that's how we get access to this. So we will also get ourselves another 3 copies of Celtic Guardian. So what you can do, I'm sure you would have seen our BooKoo did level up to there we go. So our BooKoo did level up to Captain, I believe that is CPT. That didn't give any sort of leader ability, unfortunately, but yeah, it did. He did level up again, so that gives you an idea of how quickly you can level up by doing this and getting victories as well. I don't know if I'm going to replace BooKoo as our deck leader right away. I would like to naturally level up a card to become our deck leader. If you guys have any in mind, let me know. I guess it also depends on what cards we get and what deck we decide to build up. So yeah, so what you can do as well, if you really want to quickly duplicate these cards, I'm going to show you guys a little nifty trick as well. So you can deactivate the frame limiter, which is then immediately going to end the duel, and then just spam your buttons. Sometimes you won't get, sometimes you will only get fake traps, but otherwise you see there's our first Celtic Guardian. So we can then just do the same thing again. BooKoo gets another promotion. So you can just do this instead of worrying too much. I mean, doesn't always work, but instead of worrying too much about stopping on the correct cards, you can do this, but yeah. I'm going to keep this going. I'm going to get our 3 Celtic Guardians, and there is our 3rd Celtic Guardian. So we have got a few options here. So like I said, BooKoo has strengthened, so... But I don't know if I want BooKoo as our deck leader, or if we should choose a different deck leader and just get a card to 2nd Lieutenant, or at least 2nd Lieutenant. So let's just build our deck. Let's decide what changes we are going to make here. So BooKoo is now Major. Again, doesn't have a leader ability, so it's not really helping us at all. Maybe we'll just change him when we naturally level a card up enough. That's possibly the better way to do it. So So yeah, so we have got our 4 copies of BooKoo, which is insane. So a lot of this is just going to be completely useless. Seal of the Ancients can get out. Anti-Raigeki can get out. Type 0 Magic Crusher, I can't ever imagine an opponent playing spell card and moving it within range of this. So Type 0 Magic Crusher can get out. Eat Gaboon can get out. So we'll put in the Lamoons, and then we need space for 2 Celtic Guardians. So immediately I think Sparks needs to leave. Pop in Celtic Guardian. And then possibly Magical Labyrinth. I mean, because at least with these we have got monsters that we can use. We can keep the Dark Spellcasters in to stun Taya. So either that or we just get rid of Hinatama. Like, I can't see Hinatama helping us much. It's 100 life points worth of damage, so we'll take that out and put in our other Celtic Guardian. So as you can see, that already strengthens our deck drastically. So it gives us access to Lamoon, decent defense, Celtic Guardian, who can be used in some elf fusions, I believe, which will help us with spellcasters, as well as Mystical Sand, which has 2100 attack off the bat. So this should immediately help us out a lot. And when I say a lot, like, I mean a lot with fighting Taya. So I think that's already a decent amount of grinding. I don't want to grind too much more than that. So maybe what we'll do is we will just save our deck. Already our deck cost is up to 814, which is fantastic. And then we can possibly just go straight into a duel with Taya. I think that that's a decent idea. So we'll see how much stronger our deck has gotten. So, yeah, let's head straight into this. Let's see if our deck has strengthened enough that we're able to take down Taya. I mean, I hope so. So yeah, worst comes to worst, we get another loss and we are 1 battle closer to reincarnation. So I'd like to level up another card. I like BooKoo, he's cool, but I don't know about him as a deck leader. Especially with him being 2 stars, I'd like a bit of a stronger deck leader if we could possibly, you know, if we could manage that. So we've got a few spellcasters that we can actually use just to spellbind. So let's do this. Send that in. Can scout out what she has as well. Okay, so immediately we got Taya summoning a Dark Witch. So no power-ups, we're looking at 1800 power on that, so Spirit of the Harp and Hoshiningen. So we have got Invisible Wire. I don't think we want to use that right away. So we'll just pop in Witch's Apprentice right over there. There's a bunch of stuff that we can get rid of, I guess. Let's just have BooKoo as well, just to stun her cards. We want to slow it down while we at least get some of our stronger cards available to us. So we do have a power increased monster there. I mean, I feel like chances are that's... I mean, with her playing that in front of her in defense, I'm wondering if that is a tenderness. She tends to play that there, but usually she flips it up. Okay, so first, there we go. So we've immediately got Mystical Sand. Well, I say immediately, but we've pretty early on got a Mystical Sand, which is great. So maybe what we do is, so we want to see what this is. So whatever that attacks into, it's going to get stunned. So maybe we then do this. We'll just drop down our Invisible Wire and keep it right there for now. We can just move that in whenever there's something that we need to get rid of. We can then play our Invisible Wire. I'll try and keep track of it. Okay, yeah, so obviously Dark Witch is going to then get stunned. So Dark Witch with 1800, that is all good and well by us because we can then play Mystical Sand into Dark Witch. 300 points of life point damage. So not too bad at all. So we can actually move Witch's Apprentice here. Move our BooKoo there just to open up a path for Invisible Wire. So we have a strengthened card directly in front of Mystical Sand. I'd be interested to see if Mystical Sand is able to take that on. Let's see what we've drawn. So we've got a black pendant for spellcasters of dark. So this is for spellcaster monsters other than dark. It's not going to help us unless we draw Lamoon. That could help us out. We could always just do that play like we did last time with Copycat, and we can then strengthen a pretty strong Lamoon. So I don't know if we want this to be killed, whatever's in front of us, so we'll just throw Mystical Sand forward. Put Witch's Apprentice into defense. And maybe, yeah, maybe we just keep... We just keep letting her spellbind herself. We can then see what cards she has. I mean, I'm hoping she's just going to attack straight into this face down card. Okay, so she won't. So this does make me think that surely our... Oh, okay, that's a problem. Okay, so Winged Trumpeter. So do we just attack blindly into that and try and figure out what it is? I mean, maybe we do that. Just get rid of some of what we have. So put Ancient Sorcerer into defense. Let's see what this is. Okay, so that's a Happy Lover. It's not bad. It's getting us a step closer to the deck leader. I think that she is going to now attack into these dark spellcasters. I assume so, at least. Okay, so Winged Trumpeter is seriously going to hurt us. Yeah, so she's got a 3,000 attack Air Knight Parshath. So we're going to have to keep that in check. And a 2,200 Doma. Okay, so Winged Trumpeter has really just thrown a spanner in our works drastically. Okay, so again, not too much that we have available to us. We can move Invisible Wire in for Air Knight Parshath to attack into. Got our Ancient Sorcerer in defense. We possibly just keep him there. And then we just make some room. We haven't drawn many of our new cards, which is a bit of a bummer. And then, yeah, we'll just move BooKoo across to here. Just keep playing for time. Because as long as we can get Air Knight Parshath to attack to that Invisible Wire, we can get rid of that. Doma we might be able to deal with, depending on what fusions or power-ups we end up using. So yeah, so as long as we put Invisible Wire here, Doma can't move 2 spaces. Air Knight Parshath should move down into Fairy Witch. So we can actually do this. Okay, cool. So we've got Celtic Guardian. So Celtic Guardian should be able to fuse with a Dark Spellcaster to make Dark Elf, correct? And that should then be able to use Black Pendant. Okay, so I'm going to just do this as... I mean, I assume that this is what's going to happen. So yeah, so Dark Elf, power increased, 2,500 attack. And then for every battle engaged with the enemy, the life points of the player controlling Dark Elf is reduced by 50 points. Okay, that's fine. So Doma can attack into Dark Elf, and that will be done for. And then on the next turn, we can always create another Dark Elf over Ancient Sorcerer if we need, depending on how strong this is that attacks into us. Otherwise, Fairy Witch is a problem is an option as well. We also have Witch's Apprentice that we can fuse. Okay, N.I. Parshath, Invisible Wire takes him out. Perfect. Okay, so Happy Lover is going to deal with this Ancient Sorcerer, but that's fine. He's going to get Spellbound. And then Dome of the Angel of Silence is going to get wrecked by our Dark Elf. So this is a bit of a double-edged sword because every battle we are going to lose 50 life points, which sucks. Okay, so let's advance our Dark Elf. Again, we're going to want to play on this normal terrain as much as we possibly can. I mean, possibly playing 2 Dark Elves is really going to hurt us a little. So we can actually use our Copycat to create another, or to bring back our own Black Pendant. So possibly we do that to power up that Dark Elf. So let us... Okay, this shouldn't fuse, right? No. So we can do that. We can then move Fairy Witch over Celtic Guardian. Just going to create us another Dark Elf. We have got a Witch's Apprentice here. And then, yeah, then we can just wait for the next turn. So we don't want to attack in on that Happy Lover with our Dark Elf, because that's going to drop our Black Pendant support that we've created. So we can actually move forward here, put our Dark Elf down, so he should attack into that. And then we can put down Copycat to bring back a Dark... oh, it's from the enemy's graveyard. Okay, I thought that was from our... Yeah, Copycat is from the enemy's graveyard only. Okay, cool. So we'll bring back Bright Castle in case we draw a Lamoon. And yeah, then we've just got to watch this Happy Lover, that it doesn't attack in on our Dark Elf that has been strengthened. I mean, it shouldn't. It looks like it's just going to avoid battle entirely. So yeah, if we can get rid of Tenderness, that'll be great. Okay, so we have actually gotten a Lamoon, so we can just summon that over Bright Castle. And advance in here with Dark Elf there as well. Let's maybe move a Lamoon across to here, because if if Happy Lover attacks into that, it's a problem, isn't it? Okay, I didn't think about that. But anyway, we're advancing in on Taya. This is what we need to do. Okay, so Happy Lover is instead going to go straight for our deck leader. So we need to get rid of Tenderness, and we need to block off this Happy Lover. So we can... yeah, let's do this. So we can just get rid of Flame Manipulator, drop down our BooKoo, put that into defense, which will stop Happy Lover in its tracks. Lamoon we can put into defense mode in case this card decides to attack into that. We do have Dark Elf here as well. And then I guess we get rid of Tenderness so that we can start maximizing the life point damage that we're doing to Taya. And then, yeah, we'll just pop Witch's Apprentice into defense. Okay, we're doing decently. We're doing okay now. Okay, so Happy Lover is going to get stunned. Okay, and that's going to decide to just not attack us at all. Cool, and she's playing very much on the defensive at this point. And I think it's because our Dark Elf is face up, so she can't really do very much. against that. She doesn't have anything that's strong enough to take Dark Elf out. So I think that's why she's playing the way that she is. So we'll drop down Red Medicine, just to make up for the life point damage that we are taking. I'm going to keep Lamoon in defense. We can move BooKoo up here. Move that across. Lamoon can stay there in defense, like I say. Dark Elf can move down. And then we'll keep Dark Elf here so that she doesn't summon and attack our deck leader directly. So let's see what she does next. I mean, I don't think, if I remember right, I don't think that Taya has any traps or anything. So I think that we're going to be okay to just attack in on her. I think the only traps that she has is like, does she even have like negate attack and stuff? I'm not really sure. So we can make Magical Ghost. That's not going to help us very much. We can use Mekmol Zombie to just turn one of her monsters into a zombie. That might be more worth it. So we can maybe do this. Drop it down behind us in defense mode. And then possibly we attack in on this with Dark Elf to just sort of gauge what it is. Okay, so it's a Winged Egg of New Life. We've spellbound it. Yeah, so we can actually keep Lamoon there. Let's move our deck leader out of range of her attacking us. Attack down into this with Dark Elf rather. All right, so yeah, I think we're in a decent position. We're ahead of her on life points, even after she's used that Gift of the Mystical Elf. Cool, so Happy Lover is going to attack in on our Lamoon. Can't get through that defensively. Perfect, so we can do immediately some damage with Lamoon on there as well. So let's do this. So we can create another... Oh, maximum number of monsters on the field. Okay, so we can power up our Lamoon more, actually, now that I've spotted that. So let's do this. So Book of Secret Arts will increase the power of spellcasters other than Dark, right? So yeah, so Lamoon can get powered up again. Book of Secret Arts. Onto Lamoon. Because now obviously Happy Lover is going to be an issue because it de-strengthens cards. So we might have to just do that and get Lamoon the hell out of here. I don't know if she's going to attack directly into that. I'm hoping not. Okay, so we got Mekmol Zombie. We can just move him across. Witch's Apprentice we can move across. And then maybe move Dark Elf into that? No, I don't think so. Let's fight off of the mountain as much as we can. Okay, so Happy Lover should now hopefully attack directly into this Dark Elf, I'm hoping. So if we leave that there, keep our Mekmol Zombie in defense, and simply end this turn. Happy Lover should then attack into Dark Elf. Perfect. I should have probably protected Lamoon a little more. I didn't think about Happy Hour or about it losing that Bright Castle power up with Happy Lover. But I mean, it's fine. So yeah, so we are now in a pretty good position that I think we can just start advancing in on Taya. We do have Mystical Sand available to us as well. I'm not too sure what that can really fuse into with regards to, you know, like rock monsters and stuff. I mean, the only thing I can think of is like dinosaur fusions. So fusing them with reptiles makes stuff. Other than that, I'm not too sure. I don't think there's really too much that we can make. I think it's worth it for us to just sort of summon that directly. So let's just attack in on what she currently has. Do we take that risk? Yeah, maybe we do, because we can summon Mystical Sand in any case. Okay, so that was a magic card, I assume. So it was a gift to the Mystical Elf. I don't know why she didn't activate that. I guess her life points have to be below a certain threshold to activate. And then Shining Friendship is going to spellbind our Dark Elf, unfortunately. That's fine, that is what it is. And then I guess we can just start sending our other Dark Elf across. And we can lay down a Curse Breaker, just in case. Because we have got our 5 monsters on the field now. So I mean, I assume she's going to put Shining Friendship. Oh, she's not going to put it into defense. Okay, that's strange. Maybe because she knows that we're... And we can't just attack her directly now. So, yeah, I mean, we may as well do that. Attack directly into her deck leader. 800 life points remaining. And yeah, I guess we just pass another turn. So Dark Elf is now freed, so we can attack into Shining Friendship, get another card for the graveyard. And then I guess Lamoon can attack in on this. We can see what this card is. So that's an Hourglass of Life, which won't activate because she's below 1,000 life points. And then, yeah, I mean, that's it. We can then just attack in on Taya. And there we go, guys. With a bit of grinding, a bit of utilizing the deck leaders, and getting their cards, we've strengthened this BooKoo deck a little. So it was still a little bit of a struggle, I guess, but not really. Dark Elf gains promotion. If only we had Dark Elf, if only we had the card to make it the deck leader, that would be really cool. So, I mean, any fairy at this point will be nice. Dark Witch will be cool to have. Otherwise, the others could be decent fusion fodder. So, yeah, so maybe we go for Dark Witch, and we won't get it. Do we go for 3 in a row? Probably not. Yep, that's what I get for trying. And then, yeah, Dark Witch maybe. And we don't get it either. So, yep, Petite Angel, Shining Friendship, and Winged Egg of New Life. Not too bad. A few fairies that we will probably end up adding into the deck because we have got a load of junk in here. So yeah, I'm actually very happy with that. It might be a bit of a long episode today, I guess, but yeah, it's gone well. I'm actually really impressed with the additions that we've made. I'm going to drop a save here, but obviously we know how difficult Tristan can be. It can just all come crashing down. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the episode today, guys. If you have any thoughts on the deck, anything that should change, anything else we should do, let me know. And yeah, I'll try to read the comments. Like I say, I might be a couple of episodes ahead. So yeah, I hope you're enjoying the series so far. And yeah, let's hope that we get a new deck leader sometime soon. I'm a bit sick of seeing old BooKoo. Yeah, we want something representative of a stronger deck. So we'll see what happens. We'll see who gets promoted, and we will continue to build the deck in the next episode. So thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you here next time, and bye for now.